In business, there's no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. When you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on. Because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else: your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS, official shipping sponsor of the NHL.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome aboard. We are live in downtown Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot. Huge night tonight. All the playoff action, NFL draft now in 2 hours. Much more on that. News that we're hearing as that event is starting again in a couple of hours in about 15 minutes. And we do have other news, though, tonight in the NBA. First of all, let's begin with this. Announced not that long ago that Aaron Gordon for the Denver Nuggets has been ruled out of this game tonight. Denver is down to 1.5-point favorites. I mentioned this earlier in the show. I took a smaller bet on the Wolves, about a half a unit tonight, plus the 2. I'm actually, and I questioned, why are the Nuggets favored in this game? Especially with the Gordon news that he might miss. He still has missed. I'm not going to say that he's worth 1,000 points, but
Minnesota should go off the favorite.
Does this game scare you? I mean, this is a game now that Minnesota absolutely should win.
Yeah.
But Denver off the loss, no Aaron Gordon. It just seems like, they're going to go up 2-1, and then they'll fall on their faces tonight.
I don't mind Joker triple-double. That's even more shots for him in this one. But this is wild. And our friend in Denver, Chad Andrus, said this. He's going to get hurt. He's injury prone. Third game of the playoffs, he's already out. And if this is wild now. Now, they got good news today. Williams is only week to week. It's a grade 1 hamstring. So it would be reevaluated in a week. Remember, Luka had the grade 2. That's 4 to 6. But this is, as I said yesterday, this is going to be the OKC Invitational. Until they got the bad news yesterday.
Jalen Williams.
With their second best player that's out and missed 60 games in the regular season. But here, he's your best defender and you suck defensively. This is a big blow. It's right there for Minnesota now. To go up 2-1, who knows his status for game 4? Who knows what his health is moving forward? And the big thing is, once you get out of the first round, in the NBA with the nonsense with how the first round takes 2 weeks, then we get into every other night. Then it's tighter in the games because it really helps and benefits the Lakers right now. But once you get to round 2 in the conference finals, then we're talking every other night. So that's really gonna hurt the Nuggets moving forward.
Okay, so we did a segment on Sunday mornings during the NFL season called Have Some Guts. Let's get nuts and have some guts. Let me run this by you. Can I interest you in a little Wolves versus Lakers Western Conference Finals? Let me walk you through this.
Well, that's aggressive.
The Gordon injury. I know it's very aggressive.
How about
the guts are spilling out like a predator.
OKC Minnesota's fine.
Well, hold on a second here.
Yeah.
I'm getting nuts, Pauly. So the Gordon injury is something that the Denver Nuggets cannot overcome. The Timberwolves have done well against this team anyway, and again, back-to-back Western Conference finalists.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that. The Wemby thing. Already with the concussion, don't know about that. Maybe the Blazers somehow, maybe gets hurt again. And the Wolves just show up again with that, and they make it 3 in a row. Now Williams goes out for Oklahoma City. Lakers get by the Rockets. Nobody's going to be surprised by that at this point. And they get Luka and Austin Reeves back for that game, or for that series. I'm getting completely off my rocker right now.
Maybe I know why Denver rested people down the stretch, that they wanted to play Houston. And then you take on OKC earlier.
Yeah.
Would have been more beneficial because you knew Gordon couldn't play and couldn't stay healthy. But it didn't work out that way, and they won as a 10-point dog, which turns out to be a shame on you moment right now.
Yeah, because let me say this. I don't think a fully healthy Lakers team, I don't think can give a fully healthy Oklahoma City team a series. I think that's a 5-game series. But their second best player goes out, and if they get Luka and Reeves back, does that change things a little bit?
Well, the other thing, though, too, is people are sick and tired, and they're fed up with the whistle that OKC gets.
I was going to add, maybe the Lakers get the call in that series.
They will get the call. That's, yeah. Especially if it's Luka back and healthy. Could be a parade to the free throw line.
Or, hold on. What about Portland? If Wemby doesn't play in the game, Portland certainly can win it. Can they?
Yeah, I don't know. I have to see more. That was more of San Antonio choking in Game 2. You can't.
I know it was
14-8. If you want to get nuts, let's look at Orlando at 55-1 to win the East. How about that?
Nah, no, thank you.
Why not?
I hate the team.
So do I.
I can't stand them.
But let's look at this now. Detroit never led in Game 1, and it's a great spot for them. Orlando's off the Friday night win and the short turnaround. It's in a must-win. It's tied at the half of Game 2. Bickerstaff has to unleash hell and give them a tirade and go off on everyone at halftime about they're outworking us, beating us to loose balls, let's go. They come out with their hair on fire. They're great. They get outscored in the fourth quarter. They've had a good 6-minute stretch the whole series. It's tied at 1. Small favorite Saturday in Orlando. Orlando can win this series, and a lot of people are still down on Cleveland. Suddenly, I'm in the conference finals, and I can maneuver.
Okay, Johnny, if you want to bet it, go ahead.
All right. I thought you'd come along. All right, it's fine.
No,
But you crapped on it. 55-1 anyway.
The team was terrible for 5 months.
Yeah, I know.
And now they put together 2 good games in a row. I just can't get on board. And maybe they beat Detroit. I don't know.
But all these other teams are, whether it's injuries or having issues, and we still, and Embiid is doubtful Friday. But that's when you're playing with fire if you're the Celtics. You screw around, lose a game. Next thing you know, it's Game 5. Embiid's back.
How about Durant questionable now?
Yeah.
That also came out in the last 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes. That would be great.
Where does that number go if Durant's not in the game?
I'd love to see a rollover. I would love to see it, right? He can't go. That goes down to like 4 or 5. So and again, they're lost offensively, and then just that's a 1-2-3 Cancun.
That would be.
I can see why they don't like you, Udoka, and he wears on you, and it's like, okay, we're going to get blasted by OKC anyways.
Do you want to bet Reed Shepherd props right now? Because Udoka said today he's going to get more minutes in Game 3. We already know that. He said that. He admitted it. Then you have that with the bet right now anyway, knowing that he's going to be on the court more than 10 minutes like he was in Game 2. Mm-hmm. You bet Reed Shepherd right now. Then what if Durant misses the game like he did in Game 1 and Shepherd went and had yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. I'm not seeing enough, though. Plus 240 to score 15. We just have to look at threes.
You look at threes again?
Because he took, I think, did he take 10?
Yeah, he took double digits. You could ladder him, maybe go up to 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Get ready. Amazon tonight, folks. All 3 games on Amazon. You got to be on your toes with this new NBA package. So that their new deal. But I'd be concerned if I'm a Knicks fan.
Oh, imagine going to a sports bar tonight wanting to draft in the playoffs. God. Oh, boy.
Good call.
Oh,
absolutely good call. Where are the games? NBC, Amazon.
Watch on my phone in the parking lot.
So do the Knicks respond after blowing the big lead and falling asleep in the fourth quarter? Or is it, listen, I'm tied at 1. I haven't played well. Daniels and Alexander Walker haven't played well. And McCollum's going to continue to cook Brunson.
I like the Knicks. I think they get it together tonight. I think it's just been back-to-back wake-up calls.
I would hope so.
I mean, you could come back at me and say, hey, look, wasn't Game 1 enough of a wake-up call where they allowed the Hawks to go on that big run to get back into the game, and it happened again, and they lost the game in Game 2?
I am waiting for Bridges to – he was a good scorer and good player on the Nets. Your comeback is he didn't have much around him. He's the only guy that would score.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this guy to step up and do something and warrant the absolute insanity that they gave up the Knicks in return. Because as much as it was on a lot of guys, what happened in that bad fourth quarter, this guy's getting wide open looks and he can't knock him down. He had the opportunity for the kill shot with 6 minutes left to go up 12, and he missed 2 of them. And then Kuminga had the and 1 on the other end. Suddenly it's a 6-point game, and the rest is history. Kuminga had 19 in Game 2. Let's see what Atlanta gets out of their bench. The one thing I like about Shaq and Barkley, they always say the others play well at home. The role players, they are correct. I would expect Daniels to go over his rebounds and assist prop. But that's the thing that scares me. Alexander Walker hasn't had that big game yet if I'm the Knicks.
Yep. Okay, let me point this out. A Mac and an angle here on the website, vsin.com. Teams that lose close games or those decided by 3 points or less in the first round of the NBA playoffs have bounced back with an overall straight up record of 44-20. ATS, they're 40-22-2. That's 65% since 2014. If the point spread is in the range of +5 to -5, these teams are 27-9 straight up, 24-10-2 ATS, 71%. That's New York and San Antonio in game 3. The Knicks apply to that tonight. I'll give you a couple of other ones here that he has at vsin.com. In Northwest divisional games in the Western Conference, home dogs are 18-24 straight up, but 30-12 ATS since November of 2024. That's Minnesota tonight. And favorites are 12-1 straight up and ATS in the last 13 between Cleveland and Toronto when it's up in Toronto. Favorites 12-1 straight up and ATS. So I like the Knicks tonight.
Hart rebounds.
Yep, bet him.
It was still 6-1 most rebounds. He's got there the first 2.
Can I interest you in a double-double out of him?
Yeah.
I got plus 280 earlier today.
Sure.
He's done it both games so far. This comes down to, this is the ultimate guy. Again, it's kind of, I'm not going to call it desperation, but you gave that game away. You lost one. You can't go to Atlanta and lose both, obviously, back-to-back here. He's going to play and leave this is total cliche time, but he's leaving everything on the court tonight. That's who he is and what he does anyway. But this is the ultimate game where he's going to play like 38 minutes and just be a lot of fun to watch and Mr. Hustle out there. That's a lot of narrative, obviously, but I think the number's too short to bet.
Yep. Is that right now, Luke? All right, hold on. Got to find it. NBA, NHL playoffs are here. This is one of the best stretches of the sports betting calendar. Have the right info, makes all the difference. Our spring special, full access through August 1st. One-time payment of just $59. Takes you through the NBA, NHL Finals, World Cup, and the Derby. Sign up today. Instant access, every best bet, every host, every guest. Real-time betting splits, DK and Circa. Love the AI-powered prop tools. $59, 50% off the regular monthly price. vsin.com/subscribe. And we got a big opinion here on Ty Simpson.
Yeah, that's coming up. Also, the player, I need to pay this off. The player that the Opta AI stats love tonight at vsin.com, Max Struess with his props. Points and rebounds, PRA, and also the rebounds in general. Find out that news with Ty Simpson next.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with vsin Pro. With vsin Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using vsin Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
And a major hit to my Braves' most wins in the month of April hit here going on because the Padres had them by a game. They were down 8-4 in the 8th inning. They were 13-1 to win the game.
Oh.
They now lead 10-8. And here comes you-know-who, Mason Miller in to close it out. Does he go 1-2-3?
Oh, yeah. This is the one thing that could get him.
Coors?
That ballpark. I know. Well, they're 23-1 to come back if he wants some.
Oh, man.
There must be an out already.
I'm trying to find out. Well, they got 5, 6, 7, or they pinch hit for. Okay.
Is there an out? Or does he have that much respect?
Yeah, there's an out.
Okay.
And he also comes with a lot of respect.
Right. Is 100% is he in? Okay.
He's in. Yeah, he grounded out. Freeman grounded out to begin the inning.
You know, Mitch, either you're on something or you're on to something.
Oh, I like it.
Now Vrabel has got to meet with the media before the draft. Oh, boy. Isn't that strange?
Why?
Well, you were talking about the odds to be fired. And
well, they're up and available. That's why I talked about it, yeah.
He will address the media from the team's facility. He announced last night he won't be with the team for the third and final day of the draft for counseling. Now, page 6 has more photos, and TMZ's on the case now with more photos of Vrabel and Rossini together. And it goes back to when he was let go in Tennessee.
Mm. What are you hearing about Ty Simpson now?
Peter Schrager, moments ago, Ty Simpson is going in the first round. The question is how high, but he's going in the first round. 2 quarterbacks go in the first round.
Okay, well,
That's Schrager.
Is that still available at some sports books? Because I know that the FanDuels and the DKs of the world, they'll have it up. I'm looking at prediction markets as we speak to see if I can find that as well.
Well, that's why it's tricky, though, the over-under, though, up at DK. Because that's the question. Yeah, he goes in the first round, but he's 24.5, over minus 280.
Yep. All right, I'm going to try to find an overall prop on him to go in the first round. Come on, boys. You got to keep putting this up.
What's Kelce got?
I'm not finding it right now. So.
Well, that's strong, and I trust Schrager. Get a roll ball here. Rack him up. Ball game.
Is that it? Just like that?
Now, I think they got a hit off him, though. Someone was on. Ball game.
God
Padres
forbid.
win.
What's wrong with that guy?
Was it? Yeah, he gave up a hit. Unbelievable. You're right. What is wrong with him? 3rd time this year. Gave up his 3rd hit of the season. So the Padres win, and all those runs occurred without an out in the top of the 9th as well.
Okay.
So so see, I'm going to back Schrager there. He was strong on it, that he's going first round. And I know Humans is on that as well, that he was confident, although that they were playing games with that number for quite some time with 2 quarterbacks to go. Okay. Well, they have second quarterback to be drafted, Simpson 99%. I mean, that's just, boy, did that shoot up.
They do have,
but that's not crazy. I mean, I see like Love first running back to goes 94%. I mean, that's got to be, how is that not 100?
Well, that should obviously be.
That's 94.
That's available right now, like in a prediction market. Okay. Well, then you should just empty the bankroll on that.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a winner. And what has to happen tonight for Love not to be? You have to have Laramie Tunsil times 100.
Yeah, bong photos. So I don't even know if that would do it. Now it's legalization. It'd be like, okay, no problem.
He'd have to be like a real life Heisenberg that comes out all of a sudden.
Yes, I know. Have to be like Rue in Euphoria with the smugging the fentanyl over.
He's been a mule for the last 3 years at Notre Dame on the campus.
Get the strainer out.
I have it right now. So if you absolutely believe Schrager is 100% onto something here, Ty Simpson is minus 341 to go in the first round.
Yeah.
Is that way too short?
He wouldn't. He's got the information. He wouldn't say that.
And there's more than $1 million in that market right now.
340. Yeah.
Again, it's draft day. And sometimes like minus $5 is as good as 10-1.
I'm not saying it's Arizona, but a team obviously said you were going to trade up and take you, and that's why he said the question is how high. When do they jump in? So I would think Arizona is coming in for sure. Question is at what point and where does he go? We're
going to rule out the Rams. The Rams are not going to do that at 13.
I would not. No, I would not do that.
At 13?
He's a McVay guy. Oh, no, no. I'm saying first round. I'm not saying at 13.
So they could.
I'm saying it could come back in late first round.
I don't know if they do that because they traded that pick to make that deal for McDuffie. So I don't think they would trade back in. But you never know because
Les Snead said he's a first round quarterback.
Yeah,
he likes him.
What do you think of Omar Cooper and Charchin running that down last hour?
I thought it was excellent.
Yeah.
And 12-1 to go 13 to the Rams.
See, and it
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, this is where he was right. And that comment that I think ties into his thoughts on the Vikings not taking Kenyon Sadiq 18th overall. Because as we kind of hash it out, like that would be a luxury pick, right? They're not that close to where you can take that kind of a player when you have so many other needs. And for the Rams, that is a pick that makes some sense because they are the short shot on the board to win the Super Bowl next year. They were probably the best team in football this past season. Power rated wise anyway. And now who knows how much time Devontae Adams has left. He brought up Puka Nacua being in rehab. Cooper's a first round pick the way it looks anyway. And that could be a guy that you add that to the arsenal for Matthew Stafford off his MVP season. That's a pretty damn dangerous offense in what was the league's best on that side of the field last year anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he made a case for Cade McDonald to go 18th overall, which is currently like 16-1.
What was the Banks thing that moved?
So Doug Kazarian gave him out at 5-1 yesterday to be a first round pick. He was minus 125 earlier this morning.
Wow.
Let me go back again
That's
and
excellent.
double check that where that's at right now.
Reese still holding at minus 230 to go second.
All right. Does that, we have 40 minutes before the show's over with. I honestly have no idea where that number's going. I was going to ask you, where do you think it goes? Who knows at this point?
I think it'll go up.
Okay, so I'm going to try to find Banks right now, the current number, to be no, I don't want the number 1 overall pick. I want to get a first-round pick. All right, so.
Where does Bailey go? If Reese goes second and Love goes third, and Love's plus 110 to go third now, how far does Bailey drop?
Well, I'll answer your question by asking a question. So Daniel Jeremiah, again, in his mock draft that came out, 24 hours before it actually gets underway, had the Saints trading up for Reese. The last time he did this, the night before the draft, again, it was the Houston Texans were going to trade up to number 3 and then go Stroud and Will Anderson back to back. He could not have nailed that. I mean, it was to a T, right?
Yeah.
So if Reese is the pick at 2, would they trade up still for Bailey? Or if Bailey goes number 2, is he absolutely onto something here that Reese is going to be available and they make that move? And I also have to think like that to me would make a lot of sense with what Jay Glazer said yesterday. And he's got a pair of bullets, but he can't say it right now.
Yes.
And he's going to bring it up when the team is on the clock tonight.
Yep.
And maybe, obviously, then it would be the Saints. If they both know something. Yeah, tightest lipped draft that I can ever remember.
I know. So you asked me the question earlier about what, because I think this is refreshing, but it also means the info isn't out and what for your bets, but only based on the information I have, it doesn't line up with what the markets say. And my guy who's never been wrong with the Giants said they don't like Downs, they don't like Tate, they don't like Styles, they love Francis, and they love Tyson. I thought it'd go Francis 5, Tyson 10, but I don't know if Tyson's going to be there at 10, so it might go Tyson 5 and Francis 10. But Francis is now 12 to 1 to go 5th, and he's like the fifth or 4th choice to go 10th. But they love Francis, and the whole thing is, and this guy's in the meetings and talking to all the scouts. I mean, he's been in the organization for a while. The whole focus is get Dart help with these 2 picks.
Right.
Protect Dart and get him help.
Well,
I don't think
think
Francis and Tyson.
Yeah, but
they don't like Tate.
I don't think they can get Tyson at 10.
Probably right.
I think he's gone at 10.
I know. So they probably know that, and that's why the Tyson number's gone crazy at 5. And he's the favorite to go 5th.
I'm looking at Caleb Banks right now from Florida to go first round. The current number at a prediction market is plus 123. Kazarian said 5 to 1 yesterday when he was on the show. That instantly moved to 4 to 1 when he was on the air.
Yeah, good.
And now down to that number.
Looking for an edge in baseball betting? Check out the VSiN Daily Diamond. Sharp daily baseball betting insight all season long. Former pitcher Jensen Lewis and Dave Ross break it all down. Lines, totals, props, and futures. Subscribe to the VSiN Daily Diamond wherever you get your podcasts. And while you're there, search VSiN for the full pod lineup. Everything from the NBA, college sports, horse racing, and more. VSiN is the sports betting network. Get the Daily Diamond. Check it out.
I would love to see this player go in the first round because I think he deserves it. And I think he's that kind of a player. It's Texas Tech linebacker Jacob Rodriguez. And he's plus 207 to go right now in the first round. I could see the Cowboys taking him. And again, there was a report that they want to trade back from 20. Maybe they would trade back from 20 into like the late 20s and take him. There are other, like I saw Seattle mocking, or that team mocked taking him, and another team, I think it might have been Houston taking him as well. Matt Brown hosting a special draft preview show after this. He's going to join the show coming up next. We'll get his read of the market coming up.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Following us, we have a special countdown to the NFL Draft show right here on VSiN, as Matt Brown is going to be your host for a full hour leading into the event at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And he joins us in studio here now 90 minutes before showtime. How are you, Matt? Thanks for the time.
Doing great, man. It is Christmas morning for us NFL geeks, for sure. It is, listen, there's this sliver of hope for every team out there that has a first round pick, that you're going to get the guy that's going to alter your franchise. So there's at least a little bit of that out there.
Yep. Okay. So you've been betting this event for a long time.
Yeah.
You're into it like crazy. How difficult has it been for you to like make bets and get a read of what's going to happen compared to previous drafts?
Yeah, I think there's kind of been a shift at least the last 3 years from my perspective, which is trying to figure out which sources are actually good sources and which sources are basically just kind of like glomming on, just want to be part of the conversation type deal, and I think we got really good information 5-6 years ago. I think we were getting some really good stuff that you could go in. Yeah, you still had to read the tea leaves and you still had to put it all together, but you could go, there's a line to getting there. And that number 7-1, that just doesn't add up, right? Like you can put in a nice ticket that you feel good about, that you feel like 1 out of 7 times, it's going to hit and you're going to get that thing home. But yeah, this year's been more difficult, honestly, for people out there that feel my pain on the Twitter side of things. Elon took my tweet deck away, which has also made like things a lot more difficult. Like I don't have all my lists and all the things that I used to have and all of that, and that, breaking news and lines move and things like that are critical to us, for the stuff that we do that I didn't have access to either with it this year. So I have a portfolio that maybe I kind of feel good about, we'll see. I guess we'll know here in a couple hours.
Well, yeah, you can make great bets though too, but if, Glazer's right and Pelissero's right, that if there's fireworks early, that this screws everything up if there's that big trade.
Yeah, the Penix thing, obviously everybody remembers that. I mean, that was completely out of nowhere, threw everything upside down, and then from that point on, unless you just had some weird stuff going on, you were probably sunk, and so hopefully we don't have a situation like that with this. Certainly not a Penix type situation. I can't imagine we're going to be talking about Ty Simpson going in the top 10 or anything like that, but certainly one weird trade can flip this thing.
So of the people who you do trust, when an insider like Peter Schrager comes out, and this is within the last half an hour or so, and says Ty Simpson's absolutely going first round tonight, he's minus 340 right now. Prediction markets, DraftKings in that area. Is that enough for you to say, like, I got to make a bet?
So I was pretty adamant that there was only going to be one quarterback taken in the first round, but then basically when the Seahawks, and I guess the Seahawks ended up saving me because with this report coming out too, but when the Seahawks basically came out and said, we are open for business. Like, we have no interest in this pick whatsoever. We've got a really great roster. We don't have very many picks. We certainly could use extra picks. Give us all the phone calls. I was like, okay, now that's where things could get weird, right? Because if you really do value that whole 5th-year option, I think we, as outsiders, maybe we value it more than the teams do themselves sometimes. But, if you really do value that, and it's not going to be that big of a deal to move up from a 34 to a 32, or something, you get you get an extra 6th rounder, whatever, you got to give a 6th rounder, something like that. I think that's well within reason of happening. And so that's kind of how I ended up on over 28.5 on Ty Simpson, because I didn't see a natural landing spot before that for him. And, I don't know, these reports are coming out that maybe there's multiple teams. Like I just couldn't connect the dots on him with these other teams, especially when you start to talk about, what's available next year, and not to get ahead of ourselves and all of that. But I mean, you start to Arch Manning, Dante Moore, Julian Sayin, DJ Lagway, Lenora Seller, CJ Carr. I mean, all of these guys are going to be there next year. You going Ty Simpson? I'm not a talent evaluator, but it seems like those guys have higher upside.
Well, both those bets could win over 20 and a half, certainly. And then him obviously to go 29, 30, 31, or 32 could come in. So what do you make of the steam right now on the number 2 overall pick? And it really is not even that much steam. It has flipped about a dozen times now in the last couple of days. It's flipped like 3 times today. And currently speaking, Arvell Reese is minus 230. I'll tell you, it feels to me like in years past, if it was really going to be Reese, he'd be like up to like minus 1,000 by now.
I think this is people just guessing, know, and maybe these are people I ended up on both sides of it at plus money. Maybe this is other people just trying to get in on both sides of it at plus money. I don't know if anybody really knows what's going on with all of that. I do think there is the narrative of, well, Arvell Reese is a project, so maybe the Jets don't want to, do that. And Bailey, you can plug him in from day one. But I mean, if you're the Jets, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and understand you're not doing anything next year anyway. The coaching staff's going to be gone. Does it really matter? If a guy's plug and play from day one, I'm leaning towards you probably. It's better for me if Bailey goes. Obviously, people, if you're looking at home, I have the plus 290 as opposed to plus 120 on that. It's better for me for Bailey, but I don't really get the logic behind the deal of, well, it's going to take a couple years for Alvarez to get going. Okay, you're the Jets. You're not going anywhere anyway. I mean, okay, probably better that he's good in year 3 than in year 1.
I liked your Maui Noah a couple of days ago to go third at 15-1, and now Love is plus 110 to go third.
I know. I've kind of done this logically in years past, and it's worked out. And like these are a little bit older bets, kind of when those markets first hit. And I just kind of looked at the Cardinals, and I was just like, okay, listen, it's financially irresponsible for you to take Love at 3. Like people are talking about like the team fits and stuff like that, but there's an economic thing to this as well. Like the 3rd overall pick is guaranteed $50 million. I mean, like this is right out of the gate. It's nearly $13 million a year, like for a running back for a team that's going nowhere. So you can do that, I guess. And maybe that sells some jerseys and put some people in the stands or something. But I mean, there's a salary cap in the NFL. There's only so much of the pie to like go around. And like, you're the Cardinals, and you look and you have all of this allocated to the running back position, like right off the bat. I didn't get it. So I thought like, okay, they're punting on this season. They're going to go after one of those quarterbacks I just mentioned next year. So why not go get an offensive lineman to at least have that ready for whoever you get next year? Doesn't look like either one of those are going to cash. Looks like I'm going to lose both of those, but I was trying to be logical with it.
No, I get it. I get it for sure. So you're from the state of Louisiana.
Yes.
Then Daniel Jeremiah comes out last night and says for that 3rd pick overall, he mocked the Saints trading up to number 3. Have you heard anything else like that?
I have not. And like, I mean, I guess there's a world that exists that the Saints would do that, but there's a lot. I mean, that's a sweet. I mean, where they're at, like, in that's 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, I think that's a sweet spot in this draft. I mean, I think you are coming out with a really, really, really good player. So I mean, unless you are just head over heels in love with somebody, I mean, I guess you could trade up in this draft and try to do that, but just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. But I'm not in the room, right? And see what they think with these guys. I mean, I don't know what their big board looks like, but it certainly looks to me like you start talking about, Styles and Downs and Bain and Delane and all, they're all going to be there in that. You're coming out with a great player, like no matter what, Yeah.
A trade feels like it would be forced to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you play like a top 3 exacta or top 5 exacta as we speak?
It looks to me like Mendoza, Reese. I'm not falling. I think that the Cardinals take whoever doesn't go to. I mean, I think it's Mendoza, Reese, Bailey, or Mendoza, Bailey, Reese. Like, I'm not falling for it. I could be proven wrong. It just seems, again, not only from a team fits standpoint, which again, we often talk about, but like, again, just the financials of it all, it just doesn't make a ton of sense with a team that's in rebuild to invest that much money at the running back position when you're going after another quarterback. Like, you're not moving forward with what you got right now. So don't you want to build around that? Don't you want to make it easiest on him? And I know people are going to say, well, it's easy if you bring Jeremiah Love in. Ish. Look at the Genty situation, right? I mean, it's like, if you don't have a line, if you don't have the talent around to help, that can only get you so far.
Is there a player that maybe right now on the board that you would look at as a 1st round pick that still has some like decent odds out there? We had Doug Kazarian on yesterday. He brought up Downs from Florida. He was 5-1. Now he's like plus 120 to go.
Yeah, I don't know what the odds are looking like currently on Chris Johnson, but like that whole cornerback situation, for me, I think the cornerback position just in general is a little wonky because teams value different things when it comes to the cornerback position. Some like length, some guys like just pure speed, some like, physical corners. So the fact that the whole medical stuff ended up coming up with McCoy and that it looks like maybe he could even slip out of the 1st round now, I think that really opens up the door for Hood and Johnson to be that second corner taken and definitely go in the 1st round.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So your show is coming up next at 4:00 Pacific, 7:00 Eastern time. How are you going to navigate the waters going into the draft?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to sit here and I don't know if it's unfortunately or fortunately, I guess, for us that the stuff cuts off 24 hours in advance. Maybe that saved me money over the years. I don't know. Maybe it lost me money. Maybe it saved me money over the years. So we don't, have access to getting in live, at least from that aspect. Obviously, there's the other stuff with prediction markets and things like that if you wanted to get involved with all of that. But I mean, I do think that if you're in a market, and I'll try to be pointing these angles out and stuff along the way, but I do think that, if you're in a market out there that allows live betting and different stuff, I think you can start to read the tea leaves a little bit, at least after we get past 3 and see where 3 goes, and then might have a decent idea where 4 and 5.
Matt, thank you. Have a great show. You're going to kill it. You love this event. And good luck, by the way, with the bets tonight. Hope it comes in for you.
You guys as well.
There you go. Matt Brown coming up after us. Countdown to draft. And we'll get to our best bets with in-pocket plays coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
All right. It's going to be a fun night. NFL draft. Plenty of hockey games. Plenty of playoffs. All 3 road teams favored tonight in the association. Get ready on Amazon. Fun night. We start with the Bruins in Game 3. Goaltending change for Buffalo. See if that works. Go under 6.5. Also tonight, now Mr. Poison has 108,000 on under 5.5. As the Sharp Plays just tweeted that out. But under 6 is minus 140. Under 6.5 is minus 170. Colorado wins both games 2-1 so far. The last game goes to overtime. It's just the Kings muck it up, and they third fewest goals scored at home. They have to play ugly hockey. Colorado only minus 160 tonight. 2 questions: can they hold down Makar and McKinnon for the 3rd game in a row? Canes Senators under 6.5 minus 160. That's coming up. Both games have gone under. Mammoth Game 3 tomorrow against the Knights. Bruins to win the series plus 125. I think Buffalo's in trouble, and Boston wins tonight. Recap everything tomorrow. Reed Shepherd, most threes in the series. Sengun, most rebounds. Knicks, Hawks over 5.5. Durant, most points. He is questionable now tomorrow. Incredible. Giants to take Mauinawa, plus 380. Fano to go 6th, plus 375. No, plus 575. He is now the favorite. Hopefully we can get that right. Now he's now down to 3-1. And the new stuff. Nope, Mitchell, most threes in the series, minus 170. I expect a big game again tonight from Mitchell. Toronto will have no answer for him. Bruins plus 1.5 games in the series. This looks good. Quarterbacks over 1.5, minus 140. Schrager said moments ago, Simpson will go in the first round. Man City to win the Prim, minus 140. Tottenham to stay up, minus 170. More on that with the Meat Man tomorrow. Suns plus 10 Saturday afternoon. Williams will be evaluated in a week, and they are steaming mad at the officials and what transpired in Game 2. They got the money in Game 2. I think they'll get the money in Game 3. When do you see this price? Season on the line, a pretty good team, catching 10 at home. It's outrageous. I'd be surprised if they have the lead at the half. Magic plus 2.5 against Detroit Saturday morning. And a soccer parlay. There are only 2 matches left in the lower leagues. Luton Town, who Meat Man touted last week at 20-1 to get promoted. They're playing great. They can close. They're going to close strong. And that's League 1 with League 2. Nigel, a year late. Nigel's been touting MK Dons for 2 years out of League 2. If they win out, they win the league.
I had them every which way but loose last year.
Yeah, I had them. Yes, right. But if they win their next 2 games, they are going to win League 2. So an MK Dons Luton Town parlay this weekend. Good luck.
Okay, how about this news? Austin Reeves upgraded to questionable for Game 3.
Get out. How about Reeves plays and Durant doesn't play? Reeves Durant out.
That can happen.
Wow.
That can happen.
Getting juicy.
My T-Wolves Lakers Western Conference Final is coming together slowly but surely. Dodgers minus the alt runs last night. They were shut out. But again, if that exact situation played like 10 days in a row, Ohtani against Molly, I would make the same exact bet every single time. Ohtani was great. Thought he would be. Maybe I should have betted a different way. But they couldn't score a single run off of Molly in that game. And then they come back today,
Pauly.
and they had no problem with... Boy, Logan Webb is not having a good year for the Giants. That's like 6-7 starts already for him, and his numbers are just not very Logan Webb-esque. Okay, a lot of the pending here as well. Pirates and Braves, most wins in April. How about that? Braves today tied the Padres for the most wins in the month, and the Padres down 8-4 against the Rockies. Come back to win. Come on, guys. Lose one of these games. Chiefs to take a tight end first, 14-1. Bailey, number 2 overall, plus 185. Well, it looked good for a couple of days anyway. He is now higher than that. You can get plus 189 prediction markets, and you can get plus 185 at FanDuel. Reese is minus 260 at FanDuel.
I'm surprised Simpson isn't moving. He's still minus 350 to go first round after the Schrager news.
People are not buying
Wow.
enough, evidently. Dylan Thieneman, top 10, total long shot, 15-1. Cat, most points in the series, 10-1. Kata, most rebounds. Those are some pizza money bets. New stuff here. Other pending, Yannick Sinner, French Open. Malachi Lawrence to go for first round tonight, minus 125. And there has been plenty of steam on the Jags to take a running back first overall. I got it at 18-1. It's down to around 6-1 as we speak. Okay, so some of the new stuff as well. Josh Hart over. I hope this is not like the LeBron bet the other night where he kept getting it done with the assist and then fell one short. Hart's been so good. I'm going to keep riding this over 8.5, and I played double-double tonight at plus 280. Half a unit here on the Wolves plus the 2. We talked about that a few times throughout the show so far. There's no Gord. This, to me, just the Wolves should be favored in the game.
Yes.
Also,
Aaron Gordon's worth more than a point.
Also, got a text from our buddy Chad Andrews. He doesn't think that Watson comes back at all.
Wow.
Well,
he said something interesting, that there are whispers in the organization that they think he can play, but he's in a contract year.
Oh, geez.
So he wants to be 100%.
But I'm going to also say this. It seems a little fishy tonight because the Timberwolves, they mess around. They play to their level of competition. I think they should win this game tonight. I'm a little afraid, so that's why I made it only half a unit there. And the Bruins to win the series. Plus 135 is available against against Buffalo. So some spots have like plus 122. I'm taking just the price here that's available right now on Boston.
Playoffs are here. One of the best stretches of the sports betting calendar. Having the right info makes all the difference. Sign up for our spring special. Get full access through August 1st. One-time payment, just $59. That takes you through the NBA, NHL Finals, Wimbledon, U.S. Open. Sign up today. Every best bet, every host, every guest, real-time betting splits, DK and Circa, AI-powered prop tools, and the video replays. Everything with the VSiN Watch app. $59. That's 50% off the regular monthly price. VSiN.com/subscribe. VSiN.com/subscribe.
You can find probably a little bit shorter than this, but what do you make of the Lakers minus 130 to win the series? They're almost 3-1 to win that game. If I have
down to 8.5 now.
I still see 9.5 for the game.
Yeah, 8.5 at DK.
Okay. One regret that I definitely do have, and it's just based on how much I dislike the Houston Rockets overall, is not taking a little bit of the Lakers to win the series, or with like plus 1.5 games or plus 2.5 games before it started. I bet him in game 1 after the news came out on KD, but just I think Houston's not a very good basketball team. And I don't love the roster construction at all on the team or the makeup of it. They could easily come back and win the series, but it's not really looking good for that team right now. All right.
I would love to see the Lakers win tomorrow. I think you get an absolute rollover in game 4 then. 100%.
I don't disagree.
That'd be great. And that'd be something if Reese plays and Durant does not. But, man, what a start to these playoffs. All the upsets in the end. Williams is out. Gordon's already out in the third game. Ooh. This is crazy.
Yeah. What would really knock your socks off tonight in the draft?
Ty Simpson, top 10.
Well, Jesus, man, come on.
What?
Let's put down the crack pipe here for a second.
On.
I don't want to get that nuts.
That's not bad. Top 15.
Okay, fine. That's good.
Well, come on. The Rams are drafting 13th.
I would
loves them.
I would be absolutely beside myself if the Rams take Ty Simpson 13th overall. What a wasted pick that would be.
I'm still going to be surprised if Love goes third. I'm
with
Matt Brown. You cannot do that.
I hope
you can't do it.
Yep. I hope Daniel Jeremiah is right and the Saints trade up to number 3.
Because a Giant source said this. He immediately, without ever playing a snap in the league, becomes one of the highest paid backs in the league.
That's right. And they have the highest they have the highest paid running back room in football the second they say our pick is Jeremiah Love.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Again, the guy, like, per everybody's big board, he is either the best player in the draft or top 2 to 3, whatever. Does that mean the Cardinals should take him 3rd overall? Under zero circumstance should that happen. In fact, I want to know, how draft grades are the biggest waste of space, like, ever.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
How many people will actually give that an A when they should probably give it like a D- if the Cardinals take him 3rd overall? I'm going to go. I wish I had under 5.5 receivers in pocket, which I do not at plus money. I don't know if we're going to get 6 tonight.
The more I think about it, Tyson 5th.
All right.
Tyson 5th.
That'd be a good one to come in.
Yep.
All right, stay tuned. A special countdown to the draft show is coming up next with Matt Brown, followed by Prime Time Draft Edition with Murray and Humans, and then cashing out tonight. Listen here. All about betting tonight with the draft. Good luck.